मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मायं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासाहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखावितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, everybody. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. As we are waiting for Mataji to join in, we can start reading the verse. I'm just trying to check if Mataji has sent me any message. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 2, Chapter 7, and the text for today is text 38. Would anybody like to read the text? Hare Krishna. Okay, maybe I can read the text as well. Yarhi alaveshapi satam nahare katalasuya pasandino dvijajanavarshalana deva swaha swada vasaditi sma girona yatra sasta bhavish yanti kaler bhagavan yugante. Word to word, yarhi, when it happens. Ale yeshu, in the residence of. Api, even. Satam, civilized gentleman. Na, no. Hare, of the personality of Godhead. Katha, topics. Shuha, will take place. Pasandina, aesthetics. Aesthetics, no. Atheist. Vijayajana, persons declaring themselves to be the higher three classes, Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Vaishnavas. Vrishala, the lower class. Shudras, Nardeva, ministers of the government. Swaha, hymns to perform sacrifices. Swadha, the ingredients to perform sacrifices. Vasat, the altar of sacrifice. Iti, all this. Sma, shall, griha, words. Na, never. Yatra, anywhere. Sasta, the just. Bhavishyati, will appear. Kale, of the Kali age. Bhagwan, the personality of Godhead. Yugante, and the end of. Translation. Thereafter, at the end of Kali Yuga, when there exists no topics on the subject of God, even at the residence of the so-called saints and respectable gentlemen, of the three higher castes, and when the power of government is transferred to the hands of ministers elected from the low-born Shudra class or those less than them, and when nothing is known of the technique of sacrifice, even by word, at that time the Lord will appear as a supreme justice. Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining in and making yourself available and giving us your precious time. Hare Krishna Mataji. We have read the purport. We are reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 2, Chapter 7, which is scheduled incarnation, and the text for today is text 38. Mataji, I'd like to hand over to you. Hare Krishna.
Sure, Mataji. Welcome back. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Nananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshanyavadi Pashaita Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaste Sudam Shiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Ujire, Srinivata Swagata Krishna, Punyashtana Kirtanaha, Hridayantasto Vyavatlani, Vidunoti Sugrut Satam, Nashtaprani Shiva Bhadreshi, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavati Bhutam Sloki, Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki. 1 minute here. So today we are on the second canto, 7th chapter and 38th verse. That's what we are going to look into. And it's talking about Kalki avatar. I think, as you all know, we discussed a lot of pastimes of the various incarnations of the Lord. And we went through Rama, we went through Krishna, Vyasadev, Buddha. I think last class you'd have seen Buddha, and prior you'd have seen Vyasadev, and prior to that, the superhuman activities and appearance of Krishna was talked about. And now, at the end of Kali Yuga, where there is no Harikatha, Brahmanas have to become heretical and kings are Sudras, and there are no sacrifices. The Lord will appear as the supreme chastiser. So this is what Kalki avatar is about. So today we will be looking into that verse in specific and understand that verse from that perspective. Before getting into that verse, dear devotees, I want to basically look into this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, which talks about very, very important verse. We've seen that multiple times. So that's why I wanted to go through that particular verse, and then we can get started with this verse of Kalki. Let me see. 1 minute. We all know Prayena Alpayusha Shabya Kalavasmin Yuge Jana Manda Sumanta Matayo Manda Bhagya Hi Upakritaha. So now this verse, Srila Prabhupada's translation, it says, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men are almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, they are lazy, and above all, they are always disturbed. So this is what is the translation. And then the purport says, of course, the devotees of the Lord are always anxious for spiritual improvement of the general public. When the sages of Naimisharanya analyze the state of affairs of people in this age of Kali, They foresaw that the men would live short lives. In Kali Yuga, the duration of life is shortened, not so much because of insufficient food, but because of irregular habits. By keeping regular habits of eating, habits and eating simple food, any man can maintain his health. Overeating, over sense gratification, over dependence on others' mercy, and artificial standards of living sap the very vitality of the human energy. Therefore, the um, hmm, duration of the life is shortened. The people of this age of Kali are also very lazy, not only materially but also in the matter of spiritual or self-realization. The human life is especially meant for self-realization. That is to say, man should become to know what he is, what the world is, and what the supreme truth is. Human life is a means by which a living entity can end the miseries of the hard struggle for life in the material existence and by which they can return to Godhead, his eternal home. But due to bad system of education, men have no desire for self-realization. Even if they come to know about it, they unfortunately become victims of misguided teachers. So this is what it is, dear devotees. The men are victims not only of the political creeds and parties, but also many different types of sense gratificatory diversions are there. What are the diversions? Prabhupada calls it out: cinema, sports, gambling, clubs, mundane libraries, bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, bickering, and so on. Their minds are always disturbed and full of anxieties due to many different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture their own religious faiths which are not based on revealed scriptures. Very often, who are addicted to sense gratification are attracted by such institutions. Consequently, in the name of religion, so many sinful acts are being performed. So this is what it is. So for maintenance, men start performing many kind of I think what you call, they come into bad association. They start performing. They become addicted to sense gratification. They become attracted to the so-called institutions, and they involve themselves in sinful activity one way or the other. All these paths that we have, be it the brahmacharis, they no longer are able to maintain their vow of celibacy. Householders are not able to observe the rules and regulations of grihastha ashrama, and vanaprasthas and sannyasis who come out of grihastha ashramas are easily deviated. So this is what the whole atmosphere is surcharged with faithlessness, because when you have faith in something, you will hesitate to go in the wrong direction. But when we don't have that faith, okay, we are driven by our mind. The mind will lead us into bad association. The mind will, okay, say, yeah, no problem with the bad association, no problem drinking, no problem cheating others. And and because of this, what happens? The mind is always filled with anxiety. And then now you start becoming, because you perform an activity over and over, then what happens to you? You become addicted with that activity, because you're repeating that activity and you put a lot of emotions to that activity. Now you're completely into addiction of that particular activity. Anything for that matter, if we overdo it, we become addicted. And then Prabhupada calls out, okay, these guys are being sinful. And then the whole atmosphere, if you look at it, everybody is surcharged with faithlessness. There's no spiritual values per se. And it's very difficult to raise the spiritual standard due to the distorted human society. The sages of Naimisharanya are anxious to disentangle all fallen souls and seek out the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami. This is what is the purport of Srila Prabhupada. I just wanted to, I know we have probably gone through this purport very many times, but dear devotees, now the same purport, we are going to get an understanding of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, what he tells as far as this purport goes. Because this is all in relevance to Kali, and hence I wanted to obviously talk about this purport, not only talk about what Srila Prabhupada says, but we'll also see what our acharyas have talked as far as this purport goes. So let's get into that. I'm just trying to open it from my end of Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's purport. Okay, yeah, let's get into that. Um, okay, so here we are going to first discuss about what Sridhar Swami has told. Okay, now if Sutta Goswami were to say, okay, I spent so much time studying the Shastras, let them understand, okay, I'll tell out all the Shastras to all of them, the sages, and then let them understand what is the ultimate Shreya. You're able to understand, dear devotees. Now, if Sutta Goswami, if there is a scenario, if Sutta Goswami were to say, I spent so much time reading the Shastras. Now, let them understand through, I mean, I will tell them all the Shastras that I have studied. Let them understand what is the ultimate Shreya by, now that I told them everything, they should just find out, okay, what is the ultimate Shreya. Now, uh, uh, we all know the teachers, they have to take time to understand. If I'm teaching a class or if I'm giving lecture to someone, I need to understand the subject matter so that I'm able to present it to the students. Now, teachers have to take time to understand the subject, and students take it, sometimes they take it without any effort. I may be referring to many, on my end, the teacher might be doing so many references. Oh, I didn't understand this concept. Let me go here. Let me refer this. And let me go to this Purana. Let me have a quotation for here. Kind of prove the point of what Acharyas are trying to tell. But the students, sometimes they take it without any effort, isn't it? And they don't also understand the value here. Sutta is presenting an objection. Objection is being raised. Let them study the Shastras for a long time. Let them understand. The sages, right? The sages, let them spend time on the Shastras and let them understand what is the ultimate Shreya. And the sages are saying, oh, no, see the position of Kali Yuga. See the position. Asmin Kalu Yuge. The living beings, they are very, very short-lived. And how are they going to spend so much time reading the Shastras? They have a very, very short time. Now, given the short time, how can they, how can they learn so many Shastras that you're talking about, my dear Sutta? You know what? Not only that, they're also manda. They're also lazy. And uh, they're not intelligent. They're very, very slow to understand the subject matter. The people's memory, if you look at it, that is also not great. It's difficult for them to understand. Their memories were previously great, meaning they used to be Shrutidhar. Shrutidhar means what? Say, for example, the teacher tells a sloka. They never used to have a pen or a paper in hand. The students are just going to remember whatever the teacher says and even be able to repeat it immediately. This is Shrutidhar, just hearing once and repeating what is being told. Because, see, why were they capable and why are we not capable? Question may be asked, isn't it? That is because night is polluted, dear devotees. It is just polluted too much to the extent that we are not able to remember important things that Shastra speaks because it is contaminated. Oh, this is what I need to prepare dinner, a sabji, this sabji, that sabji, or we've seen some movies and we are just reminiscing the memories from the movies. Whatever it is, our mind is corrupted because of which we are not able to reciprocate what Shastra says. That's why repeated hearing of the Shastras is very important. Now, what are the sages saying to Sutta when he raised an objection? They're saying, oh my God, people's memory is not great. The memory used to be great previously. Kali Yuga, people, they don't have great analytical understanding. They don't have intelligence and they don't have much memory. Even if they want to pursue the spiritual path, they are unfortunate. Why are they unfortunate? Because they are disturbed by obstacles that the society presents, also the obstacles on their own side to pursue this path of spirituality. They are quite disturbed by the diseases. It could be a mental disease, it could be a mental anxiety, it could be the society that is disturbing also. That is why, you know what, Sudha, we want a direct way, a straightforward manner of you being able to tell us what is the ultimate Shreya. We want something straightforward. We don't want anything paraksha. You know, paraksha? Paraksha means indirect. We really are not looking forward to something indirect. So this is what we want. Like that, we understand who's presenting this. The sages are telling our dear Sutta. And now, because of this is what commentary from Sridhar Swami, dear devotees. Okay, this is according to commentary as
Sorry, Mataji, unmute
oh
because.
sure.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
no problem. So, dear devotees, in this way, whose commentary is it? It's Sridhar Swami's commentary. Sridhar Swami. Okay, that is the commentary. See how Srila Prabhupada brings it in one context, and then we have our acharyas. Again, the verse from the beginning to the end will flow in that sequence, right? With the acharyas. That's why, I mean, what I'm doing is not right, meaning I'm just taking one verse and I'm talking about the commentary of that verse. It has to be read in sequence. Pardon me for that. We really don't have time. But when we go through that in sequence, we would understand, okay, what is the conversation that is happening? Like how we saw Nashim Leela, right? There was this question and answer series of Prahlad and Nashim Bhavan. Like that, there is always somebody who poses an objection. And then for that objection, an answer will be given. Like that, only Acharya's commentaries come and they help us understand the inner meaning of what it is. That's why preliminarily we have to understand what Srila Prabhupada says. And then when we go to our acharyas, it becomes really very nice. Not only that, we have to do it in sequence, dear devotees. Okay, so this is about it. So now, cumulative effect of the qualities of Kali Yuga are spoken. What is it being said? Oh, you know what? They were not only lazy, they are also misguided. Not only misguided, they are also unlucky. Why are they unlucky? Because they are affected by a lot of vignas. So this way, cumulative effect of Kali is spoken. Now, we are going to come to the commentary from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura. It is said, O worthy sage, capable of knowing what is beneficial at this time. In Kali Yuga, people are generally short-lived, lazy, unintelligent, devoid of good fortune of devotee association, and afflicted by various problems. Now, Sutta, if you were to say, after hearing all of my subject matter from my mouth, all of you only decide. Now, whose commentary is it? It's Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's commentary. Now, who's talking? Who's raising an objection? Sutta is again raising an objection. If he were to say, okay, after hearing all of it, all the subject matter from my mouth, all of you only decide what is the ultimate benefit. Um, in response to that, the sages are giving a response now. Oh, Sutta, you know what? You know, you know what is this desha? Meaning the place of stan. You know where we are. What is the place currently? You know that. You know the people of Kali Yuga. According to the time, and you also know about the people. You also know about the place. Now, according to the time and place, you have to talk the subject matter, right? It's very important to talk about the subject matter according to time and place. So do that, my dear Sutta Goswami. The sages are commenting and telling, oh, I'll talk everything. Whatever I know, I will speak. You just decide ultimate Shreya is what is ultimate Shreya. Based on the based on whatever I've spoken, you kind of put together everything and decide, okay, this is what is the ultimate Shreya. For that, our sages are responding, you know what? You know what, where we are situated, what place Tan we are in. And also, you know who the people are, the people of Kali Yuga are. Knowing this, you have to speak according to time and place. This is what we request you. In other words, we understand, oh, these sages are saying, speak whatever is suitable according to time and place. And people, if you look at it, people of this age of Kali, they're fools, extremely serious about material life. Okay, no problem. They are serious about material life. Now, the question is asked, are they serious about spiritual life? They are not active about spiritual life. Many times they are not serious. But when it comes to sense gratification, they are serious. Okay. Now, even if someone is not lazy, they may be unintelligent, right? Meaning, intelligent may not be there to understand what is spiritual life. What happens is, these people of Kali Yuga, they will accept anybody as a spiritual leader because they do not understand what is spiritual life. So if someone, say for example, you consider, okay, they're not lazy. They are very, very good, active. But what is the use of being active? These guys, they may be unintelligent, meaning they can accept anybody as the spiritual leader because they don't know what spirituality is. So, one point. Now, again, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura is telling, okay, if you say there are people who are intelligent, not see, first he talked about lazy, right? And he said, okay, we understand people might not be lazy. And if people are not lazy, they could be unintelligent. That was the scenario. Now he's bringing up this point to say, oh, you know what? There could be intelligent people. If somebody is very intelligent, what happens? These guys now, these intelligent people, they may fall prey to the unscrupulous persons in this world. Those people who just talk very nicely, use word jugglery, these people may fall prey to them. They are intelligent people. But because of word jugglery, there are people who misguide them. And there are leaders who do not improve their spiritual life. It's not adding any kind of benefit to their spirituality. So these people, they could be intelligent, but they could be falling prey to these unscrupulous people. So now they are very unfortunate because they are devoid of any kind of sadhu in their life who's going to give them the ultimate benefit. So they are devoid of the sadhu who can give something. When it comes to ultimate shreyas, they are not able to get that because they don't have sadhus in their life. Now, question may come, okay, what about these people having association of bona fide devotees? Let's consider. Let's consider a scenario like that. He's also talking about the negative and also, okay, what if there is a scenario? If that happens, then what is the case? Okay, let's assume they have good association. That means they have association of bona fide devotees. What about those? You know what? In that case, these people are going to be disturbed by their mind and they are going to be having mental disturbances and disturbances related to the body and mind. And then because of these disturbances, if your mind is not going to allow you to listen to Krishna Katha, what's the use of you having the association of devotees? Right? The classes are there. Every day we have Bhagavatam 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. in ISKCON of Eldora. But you have association of devotees. But your mind, it's completely it wants to gratify its senses. I would like to go and enjoy with my friends, or I would like to go do this instead of this. 8 o'clock in the night, I would like to sleep early. Why I want to, these mental disturbances can happen and the mind will deviate you. So, what's the point of having devotees association when if your mind is disturbed all the time? If you're having mental, that's the point Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura brings. He says, then that case you will have no opportunity to hear from sadhu's mouth. Even if he hears from sadhu, okay, now, okay, let's understand. See, he's bringing a positive scenario. We talked about the negative scenario, which said, yes, because of the disturbances that he has mentally, he's not going to be benefiting from the devotees association. Let's assume, okay, he hears from the sadhu. Let's assume that scenario. Let's put that scenario to say he hears from the sadhu. He cannot discern or ascertain the highest goal of the human being. What is the highest goal for the human being? He cannot ascertain that because to ascertain that and to follow through that, you need to have time. There's no time to follow through the path because of our limitations, he says. So either ways, at the end of the day, even worst case, the scenario is positive case, the scenario is okay, you hear from the sadhu, but you're not able to ascertain and come to an agreement that this is the final goal or this is the ultimate shreyas for the human beings. If you have that ascertainment, then you'll follow through it in actions, right? Since you're not following through it, what does it mean? That means you don't have time to execute it, you don't have faith in it. So, this is what, dear devotees, our acharyas are talking about when it comes to this verse 1.1.10. People of Kali Yuga, a very important topic. The thing is, you may have X and X, but because of some reason you fail through and not be able to benefit from the X you have. That's what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's point is. Okay, you need not be lazy. But what? You are not intelligent. Why you're not intelligent? Because you're following unscrupulous leaders. Okay, we can take a scenario. You're not lazy. You're not intelligent. You are intelligent. In that case, what is happening? You're not. You're hearing from unscrupulous leaders, and then you're not. Okay, let's assume you're hearing from unscrupulous leaders is fast, and you're able to hear from sadhus. At that time, what is happening to you? At that time, your mind is disturbed because of which you are not able to take up whatever the sadhu says. Let's assume the scenario, okay, the mind is calmed down and you're able to hear to the sadhu. At that time, what happens? You are not able to ascertain what is the highest goal of life. Why? Because you have no time to follow through the path. Ultimately, the people of Kali Yuga are left in the dark. This is what is the point that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura brings. As opposed to Sridhar Swami, he brings a cumulative effect of Kali. You're able to understand. So, and Srila Prabhupada, he talks about the principle in general when it comes to the people of Kali. So, this way, this particular verse is being taken in different ways by our acharyas, dear devotees. Very, very interesting. And I just thought, because we are talking about Kalki Avatar, we need to know what is the mentality of people of Kali. Uh, again, if we are following this path of Krishna consciousness, it's like odd man out, right? Even amongst relatives, even amongst friends, even amongst family. By this, you may even have bitter relationships, right? I mean, I have faced a few instances in my life where because because we don't eat onion and garlic. This is very common. It's like onion and garlic. Without onion and garlic, no food is prepared, even in the Indian household. Given that scenario, It was a tough call for me to make. And when I started to say no to the to not prasadam food with onion and garlic, I was looked upon as a very disrespectful person, right? Because of which friendships broke. It is practical. This is what is reality. I mean, I have certain values and I want to stick to those values because that is what pleases my guru. That is what pleases Krishna. But when we follow through this, the material world uh, is completely opposite. And people are not going to accept for who you are and what principles you abide by because they don't have any clue of what that means. And they're not ready to agree that that is right. It's going to only create problems when you talk about it. Oh, this is what it is. This you are verily eating sin. When you quote the Bhagavad Gita verse, they will laugh at you. They will say you're stupid. You're mad. What is this? What is this science? God ever comes and he eats the food? What are you talking about? So this is what I mean. I yesterday I happened to meet them and it was so awkward. In my heart of hearts, I still like them. But in their hearts, they feel as if I disrespected them. When I go to their house, I do not eat. In some social obligations, I'm asked to participate in. Even, there are certain things that just have to go by. You don't want to, but you just have to accept the scenario and you have to uh, be yourself. I mean, put yourself in their house. I used to face those situations and I'm like, oh my God, what is this? you know. But, anyways, dear devotees, that is what life is all about being in Krishna conscious movement and thinking about uh, what pleases Krishna is something that we have to develop every day. I mean, I may be doing it, say, for example, I may not eat onion and garlic, but am I doing everything else that pleases Krishna? Right? I don't know. Okay, this is a very, very crude example. Okay, I'm not eating onion and garlic, but what about other things? Am I giving up association of, association of friends who are not into Krishna consciousness? Am I giving up other things that are not conducive for my Krishna consciousness? We have to ask ourselves. Because we may sometimes rigidly follow certain rules, but ignore certain other rules based on our convenience. That is something that needs to be watched out, dear devotees. It could be anything, where we give ourselves leeway to that. Oh, that's okay. This is okay. But that's not okay, right? When we start to love Krishna, each and everything becomes important. And this has to come from our heart also, not just rules. Rules, yes, rules are there. But am I doing the rules consciously to please someone? And if so, Krishna will know. It's just not onion and garlic. It's just not this. Every way I am trying to do it. That is what Krishna wants. It's just not about one thing and you are just stuck to it. No, it's about everything. And of course, as I said, you may not get the cooperation you need to execute everything to please Krishna, but we try our best. At least if that doesn't happen, when we regret, right? When we lament, Krishna sees the tears that we have in our eyes. Yes, she's really regretting. That's enough. But when we don't have that regret, also, that means you are artificially doing things just to show yourself as a devotee, a show bottle devotee. So we need to understand and draw a line there, dear devotees. Okay. But, anyways, coming back to our verse for today, let's get through some important points from that, and then we will end our today's class. Let's do that, dear devotees. Um, just give me 1 minute. As you know, we are talking about Kalki Avatar, right? Um, and here, the Kalki Avatar is one avatar which has not yet appeared. We all know. He's the 10th incarnation of Lord Krishna. Right now, we are in the age that is Kali Yuga. It lasts for 430 to 32,000 years. And this age, as we know, it's the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means saying one thing and doing another thing. Someone may say, yes, he's a very good person, but he may lie, he may cheat, he may steal, or he may even be cruel. That is hypocrisy. And that's very, very common in this age. Things gradually get worse and worse in Kali Yuga, it seems. So people become um, smaller and weaker, and they do not live very long. Hardly anyone follows the religious principles, right? Almost all the kings will be thieves, and almost most men are going to be violent and they are going to be dishonest. The plants and the trees are going to be very, very tiny. They are not going to yield so much of fruits. People will run away to live in the forest and they will have to eat wild fruits, leaves, flesh, and roots. There will hardly be any rainfall. At this time, the end of Kali Yuga, the supreme personality of Godhead will appear on the earth. He is going to come and rescue the religion, right? The Lord, as we know, right? Pavitranaya sadhuna vinasaya shatkrita. So Lord comes to save his devotees and protect the religious principles. In 427,000 years from now, he will come as Kalki Avatar. It is predicted in the scriptures that Lord Kalki will appear as the son of Vishnu Yashya in the village called Sambala. All the incarnations are mentioned in our scriptures, right? So we know who's real. That's what Srila Prabhupada always says, who's real and who's not. If someone is claiming he's an incarnation of Krishna, then his name and appearance should be told about in the scripture, right? This will inhibit others who are just trying to fake it out or cheat. So, Lord Kalki, he is the Lord of the universe. He will ride in a swift horse called Devadatta. With a sword in his hand, he is going to travel all over the earth, showing his power. Glowing with his effulgence, he will ride with a great speed and he will kill millions of thieves who have pretended to be kings. Now, there will be refreshing spiritual breezes that carry the smell of Lord's sandalwood paste and flowers. After the demon kings are being killed, the people in the cities and the towns, what will happen to them? They will obviously get purified by the feeling of this great breeze. They will have children and then they will repopulate the earth. So, with Lord Kalki's appearance, Kali Yuga will end and which Yuga will begin? Satya Yuga. That is, the golden age is going to begin. In Satya Yuga, we all know people live to a very old age and they are very, very saintly. The earth will produce all sorts of wonderful fruits and flowers and will provide whatever everyone needs. This is all because the people themselves are so saintly, dear devotees. Earth is so pleased and she will give you whatever you want. Mother Earth is taken care of very, very nicely. Right? No cruel activity is performed. No cheating is done. No hypocrisy. Then Mother Earth is so pleased. Yes, people are utilizing everything in a very nice way, very righteous way. They are not harming anybody. I am not being harmed. In this way, after Kali Yuga, we are going to have Satya Yuga. And it's going to be very, very good in terms of uh, how it's just opposite of what Kali Yuga has in place, right? Long lifespan and very saintly people and things of that nature. Now, in the Kali Yuga, if you look at it, people are having lower modes of material nature. And obviously, people are losing interest in spiritual topics. Everyone will become godless. If you look at the colleges, what is being taught? The students are being brainwashed in the colleges. I'm so worried, when my son goes to college, what is going to be put into his mind, put into his head. Oh, there is no God. You are independent. Do what you want. Do what your mind says. This is what is independence. We have this one life that's meant to enjoy. Let's enjoy. So, when this is constantly being put into you, what will eventually happen to you? You will be like that. You will become godless. So, in Kali Yuga, the devotees, bhaktas, and the sages that are left on the planet, by this time, they'll be so unique in character and peculiar compared to the rest of the society. They will be ridiculed, as I told you, and hunted down in the cities for sports like animals. These people are going to leave the pious land of India, as explained in Kalki Purana. At present, the pious Brahmanas have left the country of India, having been chastised by the power of Kali, who is envious of saintly persons and who destroys the practice of religious principles. That is what Kalki Purana says, 2.45. At present, what's happening? The pious Brahmanas have left the country, India, and have been chastised by the powerful Kali, who's envious of the saintly persons and who destroys the practices of religious principles. In this way, the genuine saints who are there, they are spiritually advanced people, they will disappear from the face of the earth. That is the time when the dark influence of age of Kali will become so dominant. When all the saintly people have disappeared, then what is going to happen? The force of Kali will become strong and it will become too much to a point. And things will be so bad as the years go by in this world. And obviously, this world will become one of the hellish planets in which people are born to suffer. There will be corruption in the government, already it's there, and police. It'll be for worse. Common citizens are not going to have any protection. They will be subjected to worse crimes with no solution. And it's being predicted that everyone will fight with each other. The world is going to be in a constant state of war and chaos. And finally, after 432,000 years from the beginning of the age of Kali, Lord Kalki will appear as the 22nd avatar of the Lord God. We all saw, right? There are many, many avatars as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.26. O Brahmanas, the incarnations of the Lords are innumerable, like the rivulets flowing from the inexhaustible sources of water. However, out of all the various incarnations of the Supreme, the Srimad Bhagavatam specifically states what? 1.3.28, which talks about Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. What does it mean? Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Swayam Bhagavan. All others are his plenary portions. In Kali Yuga, many years go by constant disturbances, by social upheavals. But we know Lord Kalki will make his appearance to change everything. It will really go to worse, and then Kalki Bhagavan will come, set it for good, and then we will start to experience the Satya Yuga after the completion of the 432,000 years. So, dear devotees, it's very important to understand what this Kali Yuga is about. It has these characteristics, it has these tendencies. Knowing that, how responsible we should be in Krishna consciousness, that is what is the learning. You will see people who are guided by their mind, those people will be treated nicely more than a Krishna conscious devotee. But we should not be taken aback by those setbacks and leave Krishna consciousness. We should still try to progress further and further in spite of the impediments that we face. So that's what, dear devotees, we have to do. And we have to constantly remember that it is not easy, but still pray to our Guru Varga so our Guru Maharaj can help us, guide us, And when we say, yes, oh, you know what, I'm lucky to distribute so and such books, I'm lucky to have learned the subject matter, it's all nothing but the mercy of our Guru Maharaj. Nothing can come without his mercy. In Krishna consciousness, if something is favorable, it's just due to Guru's mercy upon you, dear devotees. It's nothing of our own effort. No, no, not at all. It's just the mercy which is flowing through. So let's acknowledge that, let's be grateful for that, and let's accumulate more and more of such mercy in our lives. This we will conclude. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for today's session. Mataji, just to elaborate on your point, on your last point of mercy, will the mercy automatically flow if you are on the path of Krishna consciousness? Or, I mean, you're making the effort and the mercy will flow, or are there restrictions that maybe the jiva are not ready to receive the mercy, so the mercy is not coming? Or to some, the mercy will just automatically flow, even if they don't do any endeavors. Is there any rule, regulation, or it can happen any way?
Yeah, so Mataji, very, very good point. We should always remember Mother Yashoda and Krishna Bhagavan, like Damodar Leela pastime is what we should remember. Do we get mercy? Yes, we will get mercy. And how we get mercy? Because of your effort, we constantly keep trying constantly. Then Krishna looks at you. They become so happy, the Guru Maharaj, and because of that, mercy flows through based on the seva that you perform. And now he may have a very, very loose hand. We are everything is full of holes. Then the mercy is coming, we are not able to receive it. You know, how is that possible? That is possible because of your offenses. See, so many offenses if you are doing, then oh, in spite of it, you're doing some seva also. So because of the seva, you are getting the mercy. But what happens? You're having a hand filled with holes, and now you're not able to receive the mercy. Everything goes down in vain. So our effort also should make sure to not commit any aparat. Because what happens, dear devotees, our materialistic mind is capable and is prone to making our offenses. It's just default mode. If somebody is, limping and going, we immediately comment. That is the nature of our material mind. And now to refine that material mind, we have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. How, oh my God, we had Indra's scenario where he did not respect his spiritual master, because of which what all he had to go through, how much suffering he had to. So, like this, if we start to contemplate about what are the examples from Srimad Bhagavatam that could teach us a lesson, then that way we will not commit offense. And when we are offenseless, then what happens? When mercy comes, we are able to receive and we are able to understand that this is the mercy of Lord Krishna. This is the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. Till then, you will be in your own false pride, thinking, yes, I'm getting. You may get it, but that is just going to go down. Till the time when you have this mentality, I am the doer, that really, genuinely, when we are able to understand, yes, it's the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. It's through him I'm able to do spiritual seva. Without him, I'm just a speck. Without him, I'm nothing. This has to genuinely come. Till then, we have to keep on purifying ourselves. Okay, Mataji? Yes.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for that explanation. I know we've exhausted our time, but are there any questions or comments by anybody else in the group, any other devotee? Okay, there being no questions or comments, maybe we can end the session and try to get the mercy with both our hands and not have the holes of aprada. Can I request Panchali Mataji, are you able to end the session for today? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, of course. Hare Krishna, Radhika Mataji, thank you so much for the wonderful class. So apologies I joined a bit late, but thank you so much for taking us through the Kalki Avatar and then warning us about the effects of Kali Yuga, and how we can take shelter of Bhakti to be able to overcome the effects of Kali Yuga, and also reminding us of who a true guru is, who a true incarnation is, and how we need to refer to the shastras at all times to check for genuine information rather than go with hearsay. You also talked about the difficulties, the practical difficulties one comes across when one is in Krishna consciousness, and you gave your example of onion and garlic, and I completely agree with it because I've gone through that in my life as well with relatives, so it's very, very relatable. And thank you, Mataji, for ending the session again, reminding us of taking shelter of our Guru, because if anyone can shower us with mercy and take us towards Krishna consciousness, it's only by the mercy of our Guru. So thank you very much, Mataji, for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful summary. I think he covered everything. My God, unbelievable. Very nice flow, Mataji. I really enjoyed your summary. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let us all chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once in glorification of Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Her Grace Radhika Kasturi Mataji
All
ki
glories to the
jai.
assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Mataji,
Mataji.
for the opportunity. Thank you all.